Here we go. Good morning. Jim Adkins here from Jim Adkins Results Coaching, 26 Move Self-Defense Systems, and a bunch of other stuff. It's day one of our new workshop on the 6 human needs. We're going to have 6 days discussing the 6 human needs and how they pertain to the decisions you make, and actually how it affects other people and the way they respond, react, and make their decisions. It's believed that when you can understand the 6 human needs, and I say it's believed because I'm still working on it, and I've been working on it for years. It doesn't mean you can't learn it faster than that. It's something that I thought I understood, and it's one of those interesting subjects because the deeper I get into it, the less I think I understand, because I'll get to a point to where I feel like I've mastered it. And then I'll ask a new question and I'll witness something new or something will happen in my life and I'll rethink everything I just learned, which is fantastic. I love those type of opportunities. 6 human needs, I went through them once with you and we've gone through them in our beliefs workshop, but we're going to take them one at a time. We're going to discuss what I think I know at this moment in my life. I would love for some feedback and how you think they work for you. And because it's a workshop, I'm going to ask you to take action. So get yourself a pencil and paper. You can come back and watch us later if you want, but get a pencil and paper or a pen or whatever you take notes on, something you're going to be able to find later, not just a scratch paper, and take some notes. And I'll tell you right now, the action I'm going to ask you to take at the end of the video is to write down 5 things that you do, 5 actions or activities that you do consistently that might pertain to certainty. So there we go. So number 1, as you already know, of our 6 human needs is certainty. Now, as we move through these 6, and they're widely known. This isn't something I created. This isn't something I came up with. They've been in psychology and in the study of sociology. Tony Robbins jumped on them. That's how they were introduced to me. And then I went back and researched some other reports on them as well as Tony's. But they were very intriguing. As a martial arts instructor, I witness people all the time who come in to the school, and not everybody's here for the same reason, mostly the same underlining reason, right? Self-defense. And because most people, when they think of martial arts, they think of kicking and punching. Bruce Lee, Kung Fu movie, or now, the sport, the MMA stuff, but that's not all martial arts is. And if you've never been introduced to real martial arts, you wouldn't know that. So when you come to the door, most people, they're certain of what they're going to get. At the same time, they're fulfilling or capturing a short-term fulfillment of need number 2, which is, in God's infinite wisdom, she decided we needed variety. So consistency and variety, or certainty and variety, are the first 2. So let's stick with number 1, being certain. Certainty is a need, a 6 human need. And when I say needs, I'm not talking about food and water and housing. So those are different needs. Okay, these are the needs of the soul. These are the needs of the intellect. So just go from there. So certainty becomes a survival need. And we need to know, well, that the roof isn't going to collapse. We need to know that the sun is going to rise. We need to know that, when you do something, a certain set of results will come in order to survive. Those are our survival instincts. We need to know. And we act in accordance with, right? There are certain things that you can count on as a result of certain actions. And they might differ for everybody, but in your life, I bet you can come up with 5. And I want you to come up with 5 things that you do on a daily basis. And just things. Yeah. So 5 things, and when you can define things however you want, that you do on a daily basis or a weekly basis, that you do regularly, okay, that fulfill your need for certainty. And if you're wondering what they could be, it's across the board. So anything that you do that you're certain gets the same outcome. Okay, and I know the list is huge, right? But make them the really powerful ones, okay? And when you do the list, think of things that you need to make sure. I don't want to limit your list, but let's say you brush your teeth because you're certain if you don't, they'll fall out of your head. Well, that's a belief somebody else put into your head. You definitely want to take care of yourself, but that's a belief of certainty that maybe somebody else put on top of you, unless maybe you lost your teeth and brushing them doesn't. But that's one. How about gosh, what would be a good one? See, this is where I'm still working on them because I know when we do certain things, we do them to achieve or get certainty. But I'm looking at it from another way now, thinking what things actually take place, I'm certain are going to take place for me before the action. Well, I know the sun's going to rise, so how does that affect me? Well, I'm certain the sun's going to get up every day. That allows me to wake up before it gets up, before it's light outside, and get moving, certain that it will eventually come up and warm up the ground and we can get moving, right? So there's certainty. I'm certain, I need to be certain that I can feed my family. I need to be certain that, this is me personally, the bills are paid. I need to be certain that I have the answers for the people who come to me for help. And having that certainty in my life fulfills one of my needs. Does that make sense? Okay, so certainty. Look up the definition, uh, rearrange it for you. How does certainty fit into your life? It's a need, okay? It's a need that needs to be fulfilled. And I'll share this with you real quick. And I wasn't going to share this till the end, but I think it's important that I put it in here now. All of these 6 human needs are going to be met by certain actions. And when you have an action that meets 3 or more of these needs, it becomes ingrained. It is something that's going to be there for a long time unless you change it, and it can be good or bad. Good or bad. For example, let's say you drink alcohol. We all drink water. But let's say you drink alcohol to the detriment of your health. And I'm not talking about a glass. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you drink to the detriment of your health. Well, we know it's a temporary temporary changing of your state that is not beneficial, but it might fill 1, 2, 3, or 5 of your 6 human needs. And if it does, it could be because you convinced yourself that that's the case, or somebody else has convinced you that that's the case. For instance, let's say you drink because you're certain it's going to make you feel a special way. And that way gets you significance with the other people that you surround yourself with when you drink. And it creates variety in your life because you never know what could happen in that circle. Or you feel like you're getting connection because everybody else is doing it. Well, if you've got 4 of those human needs that are met by your drinking that's not beneficial to your health, you're going to continue to do it. You need to change the paradigm. You need to rewrite the way that it takes care of you. And it doesn't take care of you because it's not a long-term condition, all right? It's not beneficial in the long term. So people might drink or smoke or eat unhealthy. Why? Temporarily, you're getting 1, 2, 3, or more of your needs fulfilled. And I was going to save this to the end, but if it's not for the long term, it's not. If it's not beneficial in the long term, it's not beneficial at all. And you need to change your. And I'm not going to tell you what to do or what you should do, but I'm going to share with you that if you're having any kind of a struggle in your life, doing things that's not beneficial to you, and you know it, or somebody's told you, perhaps a doctor said you need to change your diet, or you need to change your routine, or you need to change this. And I know. But you feel significance, and you feel certain, and you feel connection, and you feel, all of these wonderful things temporarily. We need to rewrite that paradigm. We need to rewrite it. So when you're certain of an action, it has a tendency to be repeated. Certainty is one of the 6 human needs that we need, and we get it in different ways. How do you get it? What are some of your thoughts? Please share with me. I'm still learning and growing. That's why I'm doing this workshop with you. I learn so much more when I share and I fulfill one of my needs, or 2 or more of my needs, with growth and connection. Okay, because growth, if we're not growing, we're going somewhere else. We'll touch on that. That's one of the needs later. Connection, I get connection here. And when I learn, it's definitely fulfilling variety and certainty for me at the same time. I hope that does it for you. Day 1, certainty. As we move forward in this workshop, you're going to have pages full, at least 6 pages, right, of things that we do that associate with our 6 human needs. And hopefully at the end of the workshop, I will have more clarity on what I'm looking for and what I hope you're going to look for and get out of this. Since this is day 1, let's make a goal, right? Let's set a plan for the end. At the end of these 6 days, I want you to be able to look at people in your world, and when they behave a certain way, you will not just look at the behavior and judge them based on the behavior, but look at what's behind their behavior and have some empathy and understanding about what might be taking place, which will give you a clearer view of how human nature unfolds. And you might be able to help them, help yourself, or help somebody you love down the road by example. That's my goal for you. Let's say you're a parent and you have a child, and your child is behaving a certain way and you don't understand it. You can only go by how you used to be, or what you know is supposed to be the norm, and you can't understand it. Well, at the end of this workshop, I want you to have a set of tools that will help you understand better how they make their decisions based on their 6 human needs. They don't need to know them to try to achieve them. Nobody has to know these 6 things just to try to achieve them. They're there. It's just what happens. Okay? If you like the workshop, give me the thumbs up. I know some of you wait to comment. That's totally cool. And you can definitely reach out to me privately and share with me some of the things that you do on a regular basis that try to get certainty from. And I'll share with you, as in closing here, my weekend. I told you I would do that. I sang again on the weekend. Singing for me fulfills some of the 6 human needs. Definitely growth, definitely love and connection. Excuse me, not growth. Singing does not, no growth, not anymore. Love and connection for sure, when it's a good show. Actually, we connect anyway. So love and connection is definitely met for me when I sing. And because I knew this workshop was coming up, I was really paying attention this weekend to which human needs I was fulfilling. Am I fulfilling certainty? Well, no. Yes. It's a weird one, huh? This is what baffled me this weekend. I know there's variety, and the variety comes from the different types of reactions, the different people I'll meet, the different things that could happen or go wrong when you put 5 individuals on stage together with electronics and somebody else at the control of how it sounds out front. There's definitely variety in what the outcome could be, right? You practice so that you're certain things will come off the best way that you can get them there, but that's never the case. So I don't have certainty when I step on stage, which was interesting. So definitely variety. Significance. Is significance fulfilled when I sing? Yeah, I feel significant. I try not to feel too significant, because to me that's arrogance. I think maybe not arrogance, but I try not to put myself in a position of, oh, look at me, I'm great, even though I'm out front singing on stage. I try to connect. For me, singing is about connection. I want that connection with the audience. And we did 2 shows, and I'm not a 2-show guy. And we played a bar. I'm not it was a bigger stage bar, and this was the other band members, they love this place. They have a connection with the owner and the people there, so they've agreed to do this there. For me, it doesn't matter what the bar is. I'm not comfortable in a bar, especially singing anymore. I'm just not. I'm just not. Okay. So you get there, we're going to do 2 shows, and I'll tell you this about my age. And it's not the age, it's the mileage, right? I may not be as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. I love that quote. It's an old country song. You guys figured out. I may not be as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. And that was the case this weekend. I did, I got on stage, and I've done 2 shows in a row before when I was really sick. I had cancer and stuff. And I pulled them off, kind of. But that memory, and I thought maybe this was certainty. I was certain that second show was not going to go off. I was so certain that I self-sabotaged that second show from the get-go. I got on stage and talked to the crowd first, and I told myself, and I asked them, I said, so if I only have one good show in me, already preset it, didn't I? I was certain that this was the way it was going to be. And I asked the crowd, who should I give it to? Should I give you my all, or should I give the second show my all? Well, you can guess what their answer was, right? They wanted it all. And what did I do? Well, I was connected. I wanted that love. So I agreed, and I poured it out on the first show. Poured it out. And it was probably one of the better shows that we've ever done. It was fun. Everybody was in sync. I mean, it's live, so you have your goofs, and it's always, and I'll tell you this as a musician, no matter how great you feel about the show, never go back and listen to it on tape, because it never sounds the way you thought it sounded or felt with the audience, as long as the audience having a good time. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about for musicians. So the first show was what? Awesome. Gave me significance. Why? Because connection and love was shared. And when I can connect and feel the love and vice versa, there is significance in the action. I was so certain that the second show was going to flop. I did things that were out of character now, that were a part of who the old singer was. Trust me, you do something for 30 years, you develop a personality trait that goes along with the business, right? And accepted a few handshakes and gratuitous drinks. Okay. Here, have this shot. Come sit with us. Let's take your picture. Okay. In between the first and second show. So by the time the second show came, I was not in the best shape to do the second show. So now, why am I telling you this? Let's look at some of the workshops. My belief system and who I thought I was at the time. Dave Ramsey showed up. He's the singer guy. Okay? You guys know what I'm talking about. And Dave Ramsey's a happy-go-lucky, party, have fun dude, and a lot like Dave Lee Roth, and shows up to enjoy the night with the people in the crowd. And the belief system that's congruent with who you think you are will dictate your actions. Absolutely did. And the power of that mindset was amazing. And in retrospect, I look back and go, wow, that is power. Imagine if you could harness that even 98%. Harness the belief system that you act congruently with who you believe you are, and then set yourself on a path to become noble, overcome, and conquer everything that you don't want in your life, and move forward. That's power. And then with the 6 human needs, I looked for certainty. Where was the certainty in that? Still looking, because I can convince myself of all types of certain actions that took place. In hindsight, in retrospect, it's the trick of catching it beforehand that's power in this workshop. So at the end of this workshop, I want you to have that power. I want you to be powerful. I want to be powerful. And we're going to move through this together. I learned valuable lessons the hard way. I've always told my spirit guides and my angels and my higher ups and stuff, I don't take subtle hints very well. If you want me to learn something, boldly put it in my face. And it happens. My reticular activating system says, hey, pay attention, here it is. And I learn. So I'm blessed in that way. Right? I love you guys. I hope today one was awesome for you. Looking forward, I want you to have six tools that will help you understand human nature in yourself and in others. And in doing so, will give you a better understanding of how we do things. We will go back and revisit the beliefs. We will go back and revisit positivity. We will go back and revisit rituals at the end of this, because all of them tie together. Decisions shape your destiny. I love that phrase. Thank you, Tony Robbins. But anyway, I'm Jim Adkins. I'm out of here. It's day one of our workshop. I will see you tomorrow for day two, and we'll talk about variety and how that happens. And I want to hear back from you on your 5 things. So do your homework today. Write down 5 things that you do, 5 actions you take that create certainty in your life, or develop certainty, or you do them because of the certainty thereof. All right. Show gratitude. On your mark, get set, grow.